Yeah. Hey, welcome back. It is time for Made in the 1980s, an escape from your grown ass life. And today we have another rousing and riveting show for all of our nostalgia fans out here because the nostalgia episodes, like they do the best. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to talk about that. Um, it was important to do these. And let's start it off with just introductions because that's always great. My name is Kent from the Port. And as always, I got my number one co-host, my number one co-defendant, if you will, in the building one more time.
Mister, if I'm not wrong, I'm right. It's your boy Wayne.
Hey, all right. Hey, I'm sorry. I got a message here. My bad. My bad. It's a good thing we're recording. This ain't live. Man, today we are going to have an amazing show. Like I was saying, the nostalgia shows do the best. Matter of fact, I'm sure you'll be happy to know this, Wang. The Power Ballad Show, officially the most listened to show out of every episode. They hear us out there. They hear us loud and clear. We were obviously felt at a new way. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I want to say for some of the episodes, it was like 50% more people listen to the Power Balance episode than they have any other one. So that was pretty dope to see. I mean, we were both very passionate about it. So that was awesome.
I'm actually really excited about that one because I'm excited about that one because it was my idea.
Yeah.
Like, not trying to take anything away from or anything like that. It was just like, damn, that's dope. Like that, one of my brain children, was helping us do these numbers.
Hey, listen, I wouldn't have brought it up if I knew you didn't start the conversation about it. The Power Ballad episode, the most listened to episode. And today, man, we are going to switch gears. I know early when we started the show, we started talking about some of the people we wanted to be like, some of the characters in movies or TV. I think we stuck specifically to the 80s at one point, of just like the characters like, yo, wow, I want to be that. I can see that. You know what I'm saying? That feels like me. Today, though, we are going to give it up for the TV and movie villains, strictly villains. And I think that it's so important to talk about the villains because they truly do shape any great story of good versus evil. Even though, throughout the world, Black people are deemed as evil and beings and nasty creatures. They didn't really give us a lot of roles to play that throughout history. But I think that not only are there some stellar villains out throughout time, I think there's some undetected villains as well. And even though I got my own top 5, I got a for sure 5, technically 6, since one person counts twice. It's also some people that you may not know that they villains, Wang, but let me tell you, man, definitely effing villains out here, and they were Black, and we gotta talk about it. So, man, anything you have to say, I should say, before I get into my did you know that they were a villain list?
Okay, let me ask you a question. Doesn't have to be TV show, doesn't have to be a movie, just a villain in general.
Well,
in your opinion, who is the all-time greatest villain?
All-time greatest villain. Are we sticking solely to Black people?
Villain.
Well,
just
look,
villainous, deceitful, cheating, conniving, murderous, villainous, evil.
If I had to pick one, and I'm gonna pick this guy because the movie legit scared me the first time I watched it. I can't even lie to you. I was totally taken aback by it. But man, listen, and it's why I'm gonna pick this guy, but it just is what it is, man. I'm gonna go John Doe from Seven. That was Kevin Spacey's character in Seven. John Doe. He's up there for me because now, granted, I am by no means your hardcore Jesus freak / Bible thumper, right? However, when I saw the movie Seven, and it was more about the psychological nature behind of why he was killing the people in the movie that really did it for me. And I was just like, oh, like that wigged me out. That wigged me out. Now I know that ain't really, the best. He's probably not going to be considered like the best in anybody's, but that was the most scary for me. I'll go scary. Why? Because I got to reserve who I think is honestly the best. Because one is on my list and one is out of our era for conversation. But yeah, John Doe playing Kevin Spacey. I mean, Kevin Spacey playing John Doe. Hey, really, if you've been reading the headlines, I don't know who playing or not no more. Hey, if I can say it right, you dig what I'm saying? So, but yeah, no, that he's one that definitely sticks out for me, though. Definitely.
I respect
really
it.
Movie too.
I respect it.
Yeah. Who you got?
But
okay.
The Joker. Yeah. He was the only villain that didn't have a motive outside of being villainous. I don't want to take over the world. I just want to fuck shit up in it. I don't want to rob this bank. I just want to say I robbed the bank. Like, he had no motive outside of just being villainous.
Yeah.
What can I fuck up today for the sake of?
Yeah, hey, I am not mad at that pick at all.
Like, he was the only, like, literally, to my knowledge, he was the only villain that was just like, no, I don't want to be a millionaire. I don't want to take over the world. I just want everybody to be uncomfortable around me. that is my goal. And I think the fact that he had no motive as to why he was doing the things he was doing, he thought the shit was fun.
Man. Yo, you got one there. Hey, listen, I am not mad at that. I'm not mad at that at all. Because even though I don't know why, truthfully, why Jason Voorhees was doing what he's doing. I don't.
Well,
we know what
Jason was doing it because Jason was doing it because his mom was telling him to.
See, outside influence. Whether the Joker just decided, hey, yo, let's just do something.
Joker had a hard life and was like, you know what? Let's just make everybody's a little harder than mine.
Yeah. Hey, I think you got it. I won't even lie to you. I definitely think you got it. Oh man. So great question started off. I'm now going to counter it with, well, not necessarily counter, but just kind of piggyback and like detour off onto did you know or do you feel this person was a villain? And the first person that's going to make my list for did you know they were a villain is Laura Winslow.
Oh.
Did you know Laura Winslow was a villain on Family Matters? Did you know that?
With it being verbally said now, She never in a million years would she have made my list.
Hey,
I could have did my top 1,000, and I never would have thought Laura Winslow.
hey, listen. And for those of y'all that don't really know why Laura Winslow is a heel, I mean, or a heel and a villain. Yeah, I'm going into wrestling mode. Why she is a villain is because she spent her entire teenage years knowing that the young neighbor across the street or next door to her was lusting after her, wanted anything, nothing better, nothing more than to give her the entire world. He went out of his way to help her brother. He wanted to help his mom and dad, her grandmother. Like he babysat. He made like time machines. He would create inventions. He fought bullies for her. He got picked on because of her when she was when they wrote nigger on her locker room. He tore down the list and threw it down and went looking for racists for her to be dating the dude from the basketball team and taking another dude to the Sadie Hawkins Day dance that was trying to hit her and her friend. And her friend tried to tell her about one dude, and she was like, F you and Steve. This is my life. I do what I want to do. And she was constantly getting herself in jam after jam, dating lame after do bad type of dudes. And then 20 years later, she finally decides that, hey, I think I'll give you a chance.
But only after he did the time machine thing and created Stefan.
Yes.
She wasn't giving Steve a shot yet. It was still
Stefan. So look, she literally like, yo, I promote you being a different type of dude. Be a fake nigga around me. Don't be yourself. Be somebody else for me.
Be a fake nigga is crazy. Be a fake nigga is wild.
You know what I'm saying? Don't be yourself. Be somebody else.
Don't be no real nigga around me.
You know what I'm saying? Don't be you. Don't do this. You know.
So damn, Laura Winslow was the first Jenny from Forrest Gump.
Hey, listen. Well, I give Jenny a pass. I give Jenny because she was a drug addict and a harlot, and only Forrest didn't know. He was the only one that didn't know.
Nasty work.
Yeah, Laura was trying to give it up and was failing, and he was like, "Yo, but I love you though. Like you should be with me." Jenny never made Forrest any promises. She was like,
"This is
look,
true.
You can slip in some of this. This cool, but I'm about to do this heroin. I'm about to go with this rock star. I'm about to do everything else. I am not here to be your girl. Like, I know that's what you want, but no, like, hey, look, even when she was getting bammered in the car, he reaching and fighting the dude. She was like, yo, Forrest, what you doing? Like, she was like, yo. So Jenny's not a villain to me at all. Hey, Forrest was just trying to save hoes without knowing it.
Man. Okay, so Forrest was the first Drake.
I mean, hey, you know what I'm saying? Hey, we all gonna start somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
I'm trying to save these hoes. No, you Forrest.
Man. So Laura Winslow, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Villain. Here's one that I don't think you're prepared for. But I can prove this. I can prove this one too. Did you know that Whitley Gilbert from A Different World is a villain?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Whitley Gilbert was most definitely
Hey,
a villain.
Whitley Gilbert is the reason why Ty Dolla $ign and Chris Brown can record a song called Loyal and it still rings true for any era. Because when Dwayne was after her and he put it out there how much he loved her, but she was dating Julian Days, I think his name was, light-skinned, wealthy dude, older dude. That whole storyline is the epitome of a when a rich nigga wants you and your nigga can't do nothing for you. It's literally the epitome of what it is. And look, it was bad enough that Whitley did everything that she could to just tease Dwayne enough to get him to stop messing with Freddie. Didn't want him looking at Kim. Didn't got her off of Denise. But you know how writing goes.
Right.
But once Keanu came in the picture, oh, now I got to break up your happy home. To then still not really be with you. To the point I marry another politician dude. So Julian's going, and now I've just married some other dude. All for the purpose of him trying to crash the wedding to be in this moment to where now he got to look crazy for storming a wedding and taking somebody else's girl from him at the biggest moment of his and her life. That is some villainous shit right there.
But would you bring, okay, like I said, I knew about Whitney Gilbert.
Uh-huh.
But you saying Laura Winslow first actually alters my list completely. Because if you really think back on a lot of Black sitcoms that came out over the last, let's just say 30 years, 9 times out of 10, the woman that is the love interest of somebody in the show is the villain.
Absolutely.
And like I'll use one that mostly everybody's seen. I haven't watched it in years, so I can't really give you names and everything because it's coming to me now.
Uh-huh.
That TV show, The Game.
Oh.
The twin.
Yeah. I think it's,
oh my,
Tamara's the one that was on the show, right? It was Tia.
Yeah, it was one of them.
Yeah.
The twin, she was absolutely the fucking villain.
Oh, hell yeah. Yo, like, she did some of the most foul and bogus shit ever. That was Tia, Melanie Barnett. Super villain.
Super villain. Thanos level.
That is a fact. That is a
Thanos villain, man. Thanos level fucking villain, man.
Yeah,
like
man.
it was terrible. But let's get back to the era that we're supposed to be in.
Yes, absolutely. So now that I got the two, did you know that they were villains out there? Just to keep people's minds going. Now let's get into villains that actually scared me. They're not necessarily favorites on my list, but when I saw, I'm only going to name two. Black villains that actually scared me when I first got wind of their episode or their movie. We'll start one that's out of my era, but when I saw it, I was young enough to be afraid. I'm going to go Penny's mom. I'm gonna go Lindella Gordon was her name. When she was abusing Penny and burned her with the iron and all of that, and she had little Janet running through the projects, she was being abused by her mother. That scared the shit out of me. I was like, yo, this is completely insane. Like that jacked me up because I was like, man, oh my God. I hope that this doesn't I hope this don't ever happen to me. Yeah. So when Lindella Gordon was abusing Penny, that scared the shit out of me personally.
Okay, so yes. But now I have to take it back since you said that. Solely because you brought up Good Times.
Okay.
Florida Evans was a villain.
Man, listen.
Florida Evans was my all-time. She was my all-time villain. Like black villain.
Yeah.
Florida Evans supersedes everyone that's on my list.
Okay.
She is the Thanos of sitcom villains.
Okay.
Every time. Just to simplify, because we got a list to go through.
Yeah.
James had every brain cell in that man's head was clicking on how to get them out of the ghetto.
Mm-hmm.
And Florida found a way to shit on every opportunity for them to stay in the ghetto by using God. She used religion to stay in poverty.
Yeah. Hey,
What?
that's a fact. That's a fact.
Wait, you used religion to stay in poverty.
Man, listen.
Florida Evans, I don't care how much she loved her family. I don't care how much she loved her husband, her kids. She loved that project housing way more.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That was, no, you're right.
So
You're right.
That's just piggybacking your Laura Winslow and Whitney Gilbert.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, don't worry, ladies, because all this conversation made me think of a third one. And now that I had to look it up real quick, this movie came out in 1989. So I'm gonna get to them last because everybody in here scared me. I wasn't a fan of any of these villains. But before we get there, I will say another one that I gotta go with here. We're gonna go movies now. We did TV shows. I'm gonna go movies. So now I want to go to Tales from the Hood, Mr. Sims. First of all, Clarence Williams III was just scary to me in general. Rest in peace to the legend. But bro, he used to scare the hell out of me. He used to scare the hell out of me.
When that, at the end of that movie, when that man was like, "What is shit?" and he was walking away, he was like, "The shit, the doo-doo, the poopy pot." That shit was so fucking funny to me as a kid.
Hey, but then he turned into Lucifer though.
Like, this is not a Terradome, neither. Welcome to hell, motherfuckers.
It's like, bro, I'm like, what happened? Like, what? So yeah, hey man, Mr. Sims, Tales from the Hood, 1995 film, man. He scared me, and I was a teenager then. He still scared me. I was like, I kind of want to watch this again, but I don't know if I want to see it again. But shout out to Domino because man, the Tales from the Hood soundtrack, the title track is fire.
Fire.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, we're gonna have to do a show on movie soundtrack songs, and that's definitely gonna be in my top 5. You dig what I'm saying? So just songs that strictly just for movies, not songs that eventually were put on movie soundtracks, but the ones you only know them because of the movie.
Because of the movie. Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah.
So now, before we deep dive into the list, and I'll let you bomb first, of course. The last one I got, villains that scare me, and I don't know these characters' names, but I'm gonna break down the scenarios. But every black man in The Women of Brewster's Place. Every single black male in The Women of Brewster Place was a villain.
I haven't seen that movie because it used to be one of my sister's favorite movies. She watched it every time it came on.
Yo, she's insane for that being one of her favorite movies.
But I haven't seen that movie since the 90s.
Man, listen.
And the only part that I can remember off the top of my head from that movie is when the little baby stuck the scissors into the light socket. That part plays in my head.
Yeah. Hey, same. Traumatizing movie. Matter of fact, I gotta see, dude, whoever directed this, like, dog, it's a Spike Lee joint. Spike Lee, you almost traumatized me for life, bro. I want to say that off top. The Women of Brewster Place, a Spike Lee joint, right? And Wang is right. Within the first 5 to 7 minutes of a movie, a baby dies. But let me tell you why the man is the villain. Because the man is the villain in all of that. So, homie show up to the crib on some, hey, yo, I'm out of here. I'm about to leave her with the baby, and I'm about to get my new chick on the other side of town, or maybe a different town, but I am out. So he's driving up to the projects. He's already living with this girl in poverty, obviously because of the baby. I can read between the lines. They get into an argument. He tell her, yo, I'm out of here. You got it. And while they're going back and forth arguing with that, the baby touches the socket with all of that, electrocutes himself. So the dude literally looks at the woman, looks at the dead baby, and still leaves. And he didn't blink an eye. He didn't shed a tear. He didn't do it. He just like, hey, I gotta go. It was almost like, bet, no child support. And then he just left out of there. This shit looks insane. I was like, bro, I'm like, oh my God, this is nuts.
That nigga said, look at God, won't he do it?
Yeah, you're right. And that man hit the Holy Ghost down the stairs and he pulled off. He was never seen from again. Like, I was like, oh my God.
That nigga said, won't God do it? He just left.
Man. Hey, listen. So, man. So you got dude, right? And I forget what the other dude, but this is like basically the last 2 scenes in the movie. And I forget if it's again, I don't know the character's name. I know these actors. I want them to know I can separate art from reality at this point, right? But I want to say this though. Dude also in the last 2 scenes, so we start with tragedy, we end with tragedy. Whoever the dude by name was that beat up and raped Jackée Harry in the alley outside at the black party while it was going on, and she show up rustled, dusted, and tatted, super villain. Because if I remember right, because I don't watch this movie, some of these images I'm literally reporting to y'all from like 94. Like that's like 94, 95. I purposely avoid this movie. That's how soul disturbing it is for me personally. I'm going to throw that out there. But if I remember right, I want to say dude was like on some real cool, like, yo, you know, I'm a good guy. Let's kick it. Let's blah, 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 blah. And, you know, they got her playing kind of like a promiscuous character or whatever in the movie. And I want to say she was just on some not yet. I ain't trying to let you hit yet. Like, you'll get it, just not today. And he was like, nah, right now. And then went nuts. I was like, oh my God. I was like, yo, I was traumatized. I won't lie to you. I don't. Hey, if anybody seen that movie more than 5 times, you might be a serial killer. I don't know. Because my spirit couldn't take watching that 2 more times where I could remember it. And but those 2 scenes stand out the most to me. And I was like, yo, I can't watch this. I tried when I was a little older, like in my 20s, to watch it. I got to that first, I was like, yeah, I gotta turn this off. Like that first scene, nah, bro, I can't do this. Not this.
So I always compared that movie to that Tyler Perry movie for colored women.
Oh, see, never seen it.
Don't. Don't.
Yo, somebody said, yo, that's a black horror film. And I was like, what?
It is. It is.
Like, yo.
Bro, I'm telling you, the movie starts off a bunch of oppressed black women, and it ends a bunch of black women even more oppressed.
Jeez. Yeah, see?
Like, there was no happy ending. There was no knight in shining armor they were worse off at the end.
Man.
Don't do it to yourself.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. Hey, listen, anything that's in the vein of the women the Brewster plays, never watching it. Sorry, it's not for me. Like, I'll be saying like slave movies ain't for me, and they're not. I haven't watched one, I think, front to back since Amistad, other than like Django. But like everyday black people hurting each other, not for me. Like, I do not want to see that. No. So I had to get off like on some real villain shit. I had to give y'all some like real villains because they're not my top 10 favorites at all. They're not. Those are just people I think and things that I felt I just need to highlight because we're talking about black villains. And I was like, damn, Spike Lee wrote this role for these people. Like, he hates us. He hates us all. That was crazy. But man, listen. Now we're gonna have some fun with it, though. I got all my trauma and fear out the way. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a grown man, not afraid to tell y'all when I've been spooked or afraid or uncertain. You know what I mean? That's what I do. But now let's have some fun. Let's get into the brighter side of the villains out here, the top black villains, our top black villains. And I'm sure that you're already on pace, Wang, but I just want to tell the people, these are the people that played villains so well in some of their movies or roles that not only did we believe them, but we might have even respected them, or dare I say, we might have even loved some of these characters on these TV shows and films.
Mm.
So man, without further ado, because I have talked a lot about traumatic things, please lighten the mood, Wayne, and give us the start to your villain list.
I'm going to start off because we want to lighten the mood. I'm going to start off with worse villains.
Okay. All right.
Or better yet, villains that were horribly played.
I feel like Bokeem Woodbine is going to come up any minute now.
I actually like Evil Dave Chappelle, but
he definitely is Evil Dave Chappelle.
That's Evil Dave Chappelle. But I'm going to start with Meteor Man.
Okay.
We're going to start with Simon Kane and the Golden Lords. Flash and the Ebony Spark, if you don't get your gold hair wearing ass the fuck out of here.
Yeah. I was going to say, Flash, not Flash.
Motherfucking Flash and the Ebony Spark. Get your dancing, stealing the motherfucking light from Eddie Kane, goddamn ass out of here. That Meteor Man could have been such a good movie. But the villain that they chose was Simon Kane and his group of misfits, the Golden Lords.
Yeah, man.
Don Cheadle. Nasty work. Nasty work, bro.
Yeah. Hey. You got me there. You got me there. Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah. Like, and I know that when like Black Panther came out, everybody was like, yo, well, this is the original black superhero. I was like, but if you think them golden boys was messing with Killmonger, you got another thing coming. Like, not happening. I literally don't watch Meteor Man because of the villains. Hey, but respect to Robert Townsend for being ahead of the game, man. You know,
big respect to Robert Townsend, man, because man, Robert Townsend most definitely don't get the flowers he deserves. But that's another topic.
Yeah.
But when we talking about Flash and the Gold Lords, I'm not gonna say Simon Cave, Flash and the Ebony Spark and the Gold Lords. No. And then I'm gonna pass it to you.
Okay.
The original Gangsters movie with Pam Grier, Jim Brown, and
my man Drew Down.
Drew Down as KO. Fun fact.
Okay.
And I didn't know this either. When I took this new position at my job, I used to work with this guy named I'm not even gonna say his name because I think the nigga was a career criminal. So I don't even want to put his business out there. But he told me, he was like, did you know that Drew Down, well, Boosie Collins is Drew Down's father?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh shit, I didn't know that. He was like, just listen to him rap. I'm like, fuck, he do sound like Boosie.
Yeah.
He do sound like Boosie Collins. But back to probably some of the worst acting I've ever seen in my life. Probably worse acting than Lil Beach on BMF. But that's topic for another conversation. Now, and I know I'm wrong for this. I know everybody will be like, come on, man, give him grace, all of that. And I know that this movie came out before he became the icon that he became.
Mm-hmm.
Christopher B. Duncan as Spiral. Yes, I know American Gangster came out before the Jamie Foxx show, but you're still Braxton P. Hartnebreed.
That's right. Hey.
Braxton. No. You can't be Gangster Braxton. And the reason why I say that is if you look at the role that he's playing as the lead of this game, he looks so out of character. He looks so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like you could tell it was just not natural for him to play that particular role.
Yeah, no. Nah. He wasn't that guy. He wasn't that guy.
He was not that guy. So those are my two, let's call funny or bad villains.
Got you. Okay. Adding to the funny list because he would go on to be a better villain in other roles. Now, just like what you're saying about Mr. Duncan, the exact opposite happened with the gentleman I'm about to name. Because he's a funny villain, even though this was supposed to be high school. I'm going to go Willie from Family Matters.
Willie from Family?
Willie is Willie and Waldo. So remember when Lorenz Tate? Lorenz Tate originally, the Waldo character was originally introduced being Willie's dumb sidekick. Yeah. And Willie was the kid in the Chicago school causing all the trouble. He the one that spiked the punch at the party when they was doing the Urkel dance. He was like stealing. He wanted to date Laura and Steve. For some reason, Steve Urkel, he thought he was Chump. And they got into the whole boxing match because my man took his mittens off and slapped Willie in the face with him. He was like, yo, I'm going to kill this little So the thing is, obviously, it's a situation comedy, a sitcom, if you will. And Family Matters, yes, they did have serious moments, but they made light of a lot of things Willie did. So unfortunately, probably, or unfortunately, he's tied to a lot of very funny moments because, to be clear, they were never really upset that the punch got spiked until Steve almost killed himself.
This is true.
The kids were just kicking it. Dancing, they have a good ass time. But now Steve get too drunk and almost kill himself. Now it's too dangerous. It's like, that wasn't cool. That's not funny. It's dangerous. And they took him off the juvenile hall. I think he can't, and I think that's the last time we seen Willie. But then Waldo ends up being Eddie's friend.
Eddie's best friend.
So yeah, I gotta say, Willie from Family Matters, funny villain. And yeah, man. Hey, Lorenz Tate, man, he's a good actor. Hey, he's also in the Women of Brewster place. I'll never see what part he played again because I'm never watching that shit again. So, salute to you, my brother. Chicago, stand up.
I didn't know Lorenz Tate was in Women of Brewster place.
Yeah, and unless they I think I seen him in the credits somewhere. Now he might have been like, yeah, matter of fact, yo, he's like super young on there.
Okay, he had to be. Yeah, he had to be.
Yeah. He's like a real kid. He was younger than he was on Family Matters. Now, keep in mind, he's playing a teenager in Family Matters, and that's the late '80s, early '90s too. So hey, he just started cooking up back then. Oh man, you want to go next, or is it on me?
Do you have another funny one?
Let me see. Let me look at my list to make sure.
Because if not, I will go into my scary.
You know what? I don't have another funny one. I think everybody from here on out, I respect their gangster too much. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no. The rest of mine is all the most superest, gangsterous people that I think I've seen on television in my life.
Okay. So I'll dive into my scary.
Okay.
This first one, both of them were traumatizing for me.
Okay.
One of them was traumatizing to the community. Probably still traumatizing to the community, but we'll get there. Now, one of my all-time favorites. I even watched it today. I laughed at it today, but as a child, horrified. Do you remember the TV series Creep Show?
Creep Show. Dang, nah, I don't think I know.
It was basically a movie of small movies combined, kind of like a Tales from the Crypt, like a knockoff Tales from the Crypt.
Okay. Wow.
But it was called Creep Show.
Okay.
This was actually Creep Show number 2, and the scene in the movie or the skit, if however you want to put it, and it was called The Hitchhiker.
Yo, I remember The Hitchhiker. Now that dude from HBO, the dude with the white dude with the dusty jacket, that talk kind of scary.
No, not the Hitchhiker that you're talking about.
Okay.
Remember you talked about this because your mom used to watch it. And you said it used to freak you out. This scene was just called The Hitchhiker. It was about this white lady. I can't remember exactly what she was doing. She was driving home in a rainstorm. She lost control of the car and she hit a guy that was hitchhiking. Black guy had a yellow raincoat on. She hits him. Oh my God, just hit this guy. Throws it in the drive. She peels off. Now she starts kind of having dealing with like a situation like deja vu. Like she's riding down the road and then she sees the street sign that she just passed, and the hitchhiker is still where she hit him at, but now he's limping.
Oh.
Which he wasn't limping before.
Right.
So she's driving. She's like, oh my God, like that couldn't have been the guy that I just hit.
Right.
And she sees the street sign again. She's riding by. She sees the hitchhiker. He's limping. So she's like, oh shit, like what's going on? So then the hitchhiker starts trying to like get in the car and he keeps saying the same thing over and over again. Thanks for the ride, lady. Thanks for the ride. That's all he says. Thanks for the ride, lady. So she runs him over again. Boom. She peels off. Yeah, got that motherfucker. She sees the street sign. She sees the hitchhiker. He's limping even worse. Like his arm is hanging down, you know.
Damn.
Oh, shit. I just hit that motherfucker.
Oh, shoot.
So she's driving. She hits him again. Then she kind of stops. Like, yeah, I got him. Also, he just pops up on the side of the car.
Yeah.
Arm in the window. Thanks for the ride, lady. So then eventually, this already long story short, it says ongoing. Eventually, she loses her mind and she drives off the side of the road, kills herself. But yes, the hitchhiker on Creep Show number 2.
Yo, hey, I wasn't expecting that ending. Hey, yo, wait. So this turns into like vehicular homicide, turns into like a self-transition almost. So like an accident, a self-transition accident.
Like, bro, she done pulled the 32 out the glove compartment and blew him down. And no, thanks for the ride, lady. Right back.
Yo, man, that's crazy.
So Creep Show number 2, the hitchhiker freaked me out as a kid. Funny as hell as an adult, freaked me out as a kid. And then the all-time Midwest OG from Cabrini Green, Candyman.
Hey, now Candyman. I purposely left him off my list because I'll come clean on this made in 1980 show. I never watched Candyman all the way through. I've seen pieces of it. I think I've seen the intro. One time I fell asleep on it, and I was like, "Yo, I always hear about Candyman." Obviously, we played the Candyman game outside, and I just went along with it, right? But I have yet to this day, I have not seen the original nor the remake of Candyman.
Well, I'll give you my experience of Candyman. I saw Candyman for the first time in the early 90s with my older brother, older sister, a couple older cousins. So, they poured it on real thick for the little cousin, your little brother.
For sure.
Candyman as a kid had me scared to walk past anything that gave off a reflection.
Wow. Damn.
I didn't want to go to the bathroom afterwards. Why? There's a mirror in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Like anything that had a reflection, I wanted no parts of. Walking past a window at night and I'm horrified.
Damn.
Not even though in order for him to be summoned, you have to say his name in the mirror for him. Cam, I'm 40 years old. I'm still not saying that shit.
I hear so many people that say that too.
I know it's just a movie, all of that. I'm still not saying that fucking name too many times in a row. I will be 41 in November, and I'm still not saying it. It's not gonna happen. I'm not fucking around.
Oh man. Hey, I respect it. Hey, and you know what? And I ain't even seen the movie in its entirety. I don't play either because everybody was like, "Yo, it's the black." It's like Cabrini Green really exists. He really in Chicago. Candyman's a real person. That's my introduction. So like, I forgot who told me all of this, but I know I was on the East Side Project. I know that's where I was. And they had me convinced that Candyman wasn't too far away from where we were. So don't say it. And I was like, wait a minute. So this is a real person. I spent a good portion of my young life thinking that Candyman was a neighbor or somebody that visits Freeport. That's why, that's another reason why I didn't really watch the movie. And man, I wish I could remember who we were outside with that day or night. I do not remember. But I will say, y'all got me. You got me. Because, man, the way they were talking about, dude, like it wasn't a movie and like it could really happen like tonight, I was like, okay, I'm good. I don't want any parts of this. Freddy Krueger was already kicking my ass. So I wasn't about to do anything with the guy that's supposedly in Chicago. I was not doing it.
Well, the funny part, like the murderous part of it, I don't know, but I did find out the backstory as to why they chose Cabrini Green and why they chose bathroom mirrors. The way the Cabrini Green projects were built, behind the mirrors were caverns. That if you pulled the bathroom mirror out, you could go through this cavern inside the projects and end up in somebody else's bathroom.
Oh, shoot.
So people were using those to go into certain people's apartments and rob them. Which is why they tied that in with the whole mirror, the ghost that comes out of the mirror thing.
Oh man, y'all just good, man. I would have moved from Chicago if I ever saw that.
So it's like, so like if they thought you were gone, it was just like, we heard Camp just hit the lotto, that shit for about $15K. Let's go see if it's in there. They would go to whatever floor you lived on, convince somebody to let them in their apartment, go in through the bathroom medicine cabinet mirror, go down however many mirrors it took to get to your apartment, push yours in.
Wow.
Now they're in your apartment.
Wow. Jeez. All right.
Fun fact.
Yeah. Hey. Freakishly scary fact. Listen, if I lived in those projects and I heard all of that, we moving. I don't care if I gotta move to a hut. We moving. We out. Like it's already bad enough. I could get robbed. Now y'all gonna put a super villain in the same fucking projects? Oh no. We done. I will live in squalor. I will live anywhere else.
It's safer.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't want to get robbed and killed. Like, oh man. So yeah. So but salute to the legend, the urban legend. You know what I mean? And maybe I will see the movies now that I have some time. I seen the story behind the bees, and I was like, see, that man is insane. That's another dude that's actually scary in real life.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was like, so you chose to do this. This is what you wanted. It's like, all right, bro, you got it. You hard body in real life. This is not an act. You got
it's all yours.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, for sure. Oh man. Is it on me or is it
no, it's on you. It's on you.
Okay. So now let's get into my my top villains, and it's really in no particular order, but I definitely gotta start this sector of the list with the guy and the character that kind of set it off for me to even like villains in the first place. And for me, that is always going to be O-Dog from Menace to Society. So, yes. And I know what y'all thinking. How was he the villain when Chauncey is the one that submitted the tape to the feds and tried to get them all jammed up? Well, let me tell y'all. O-Dog is the reason why eventually everybody dies in this movie. We just don't highlight it. He starts the movie off killing the Korean family at the corner store. Right? So he kills them. Then Harold gets clipped at the light. He leaves Harold for dead. And it's like, yo, we got to do this some other time. Sharif is the only one with some sense. Like, no, dog, we got to help him. He was like, Sharif, come on. We got to do this. And no, he don't go to police. He don't go to the authorities. He go get AWACS and some more guns and put Kane in the car. It was like, yo, we killing everybody that has something to do with Harold getting killed. Nigga, that's your motherfucking cousin. Why you don't want to kill them? And I'm like, hey, it sounds gangster as fuck when you 14 or 15, but when you grow up, you're like, yo, he about to get everybody fucking killed. Like, what does go left? These niggas carjacked them. And he was like, nigga, fuck you. Bah, bah. Like, hey, look, Kane already cheated death. And he was like, nah, you healed? Let's go. Hey, yo, hey, you good? Was your shoulder good? Bet. Take this rifle, nigga. We about to go kill these niggas. That's what he do. He kill a crackhead because he want to suck some dick for a cheeseburger. Just let the man get high.
I would have shot that nigga too.
I ain't saying he's wrong for that instance, especially if you're heterosexual. I'm not saying that he's wrong, but that's just not the way to handle your customers. It's just not, that's not good customer service. It's just not. Then, hey, look, because he hanging out, because Kane hanging out with old dog, his grandparents kick him out the house. He got Ronnie's son playing with guns. Why? Because hanging with old dog.
No, that ain't why. Because Purnell told him what was up.
Yeah, Purnell told him what was up and went to jail. Remember, Kane started off this movie scared to death of crime. When he killed and robbed the Koreans, he left him in there. Like, I'm thinking from the way the scene starts, I'm thinking Kane is like Trey. Like, he don't want the smoke and the beef. Like, he trying to get away from it. But no, it's because his killing, menacing friend is like, he's like the ultimate dark cloud over his life. And he can't seem to shake it. Even Purnell is trying to tell him from prison. Purnell is doing life. And the nigga is like, yo, you gotta take care of my little man. Teaching him the way we grew up was bullshit. And he crying, talking about that you was like my dad. He was like, dude, well, I'm trying to tell you the right thing to do, which is go with Ronnie to Atlanta. Like, do it, dude, leave. Hey, and who the nigga talking him out of it the whole time? Motherfucking old dog. He was like, yo, come on, dog. It ain't that bad out here. No, we just gotta kill niggas every week. It's nothing. Like, it doesn't really matter. You know what I'm saying? Hey, look, I guarantee you, he don't stomp out homegirl cousin like that if old dog not there. Like, if you notice, watch Menace to Society today, and you tell me every time Kane want to get on some gangster shit that he not around. He chilling if he's not around. He don't get into shit except for when he robbed the dude for the cheeseburger and the Dayton's at the drive-thru. That's the only time he really acted on his own in the entire movie. But why does he end up doing that? Because old dog want to play games while he cleaning up the car. Hey, nigga, get up the car right now. And he thought he was gonna get his brains blown out. And it's this nigga playing. yo, hey, and then wait, because I want to cut this short. So after all of that, after they murder the Koreans, they murder the dudes that killed Harold. They get dude, he popped the crackhead. He get kicked out of his grandparents' house, and even his grandparents is like, "Yo, you can't ruin this girl's life by you trying to move with her." Like, you know what I'm saying? So like, they look at him like he a failure. Old dog Stacy, who had a promising football career, and Kane, after he fresh off of stomping homie out, ends up getting into a drive-by shootout, and only one and a half people survive the entire shooting. And
let me see. Let me see. Oh no, it was Old Dog, it was Ronnie, it was Stacy.
But they in the house.
But they was okay, they was in the house. They was in the house. You're right.
Lil Man is outside, Sharif outside, and Kane outside.
Oh, Sharif did get hit.
Because Sharif ain't got nothing to do with nothing.
Ain't got nothing to do with nothing.
Hey, Old Dog got everybody killed in that movie. Hey, listen. It's masterpiece work from Lorenz Tate. You are forever a legend from that, and you've gone on to do way greater and better roles that, you know, influence your acting, because hey, Frankie Lyman was a villain too. All right. But where it starts for me is his actual character, Old Dog, in Minister Society. Hey, it's a villain that we gotta admit that we all love, and maybe we just not really totally tuned into the fact that he definitely was a villain this entire movie from start to finish.
That's still one of my favorite movies, and I look at it completely different now. But did you ever see? Well, the theory was debunked, and it was easily debunked, but it was also a great theory where they said that Old Dog didn't exist. Old Dog was a figment of Kane's imagination. But everybody remembers that when Granddad put Kane out, he looks and say, "You too, Kenneth." So it's like, no, he's not a figure because grandparents seen him.
Yeah.
You know, but if you look at that movie, through a lot of that movie, you know, and you can also use when AWACS, you know, shut that nigga the fuck up. Both you niggas acting like some bitches. You know?
Yeah.
You know? But it's like, you know, but there's not a lot of moments where Kane is interacting with Old Dog where other people are interacting as well.
Yeah.
So I can see where the theory comes from, but easily debunked.
Yeah. Hey, but that's why he the villain. Because Kane graduates high school and goes to college and just becomes some other maybe middle-class black kid. If it's not for fucking Old Dog. Like, he
Kane
only
goes
gets
to college
into shit because of him.
Kane goes to college and becomes Kendrick Lamar.
Right. Hey, listen. Hey, if you listen to the Good Kid, Mad City album, Kendrick obviously has the opportunity to become Kane or Old Dog. He just picks he picks Trey. So he was like, "No, I'm gonna go to Morehouse. And me and my girl are gonna get out of here. I want to be a success. I want to be something with my life. I got stories to tell." He's not trying to do this. So yeah, no. Hey, listen. Good Kid, Mad City. Hey, that is one reason why I will show the album a lot more respect than people think I do, because if you've watched Boys in the Hood, if you watch South Central, if you've watched Minister Society, it was like, oh wow, he's literally telling the story from the perspective of the kid that has the options. Like, hey, yo, his cousin get killed on the album, and what do he do? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's very cool how the parallels exist from each of those movies in that album. But yeah, Kane should have ran the train before he went to college. Or Crenshaw would be like, "Hey, bro, you can't do it like this." And that would have been it.
Man, hey, dude, I look at that movie so different now. Like literally, I know I'm gonna have some free time tomorrow. I'm gonna watch that movie tomorrow and just be like, because like you said, as a kid, we just thought like Old Dog was just like the most gangster motherfucker you ever seen in your life.
Absolutely.
And we just thought that like, no, you were supposed to be that way. Me growing up, being in a gang and doing gang banging shit and all this. No, you supposed to be the fucking way Old Dog is.
Yeah, yo.
You get older, you're just like, okay, that nigga was tripping, but to realize, yes, he was the full blown fucking villain.
Yeah, hey, listen. Like there's rarely a scene where he in it and somebody don't end up dead. It's literally not. If the movie goes on 10 minutes later, he kills Chauncey. He's going to kill Chauncey. There is no way around it.
Oh, you got it on you, and you know it. Let me get it. For what? Let me get it. Shit, cool. Cock the form and everything. How you been, nigga?
Yeah, hey, look, hey, shoot him in the house. It's all good.
In front of everybody. Don't worry about it. You good. Oh, nigga, you a bitch. You pistol whip the nigga while you ain't blow his brains out. Like that.
Right? I'm telling you, it's real. It's
fuck. Dude, your brain works in such an intriguing manner, dude. Like,
hey, man, I appreciate that. Thank you. I appreciate that.
You sometimes you think too much. Don't stop. Don't stop.
No, hey,
what?
I can't. Spoiler alert, I can't. So this is where we at.
Okay, so I'm gonna match your Old Dog. I'm gonna match your Old Dog with one that either whether you can relate to it or not.
Okay.
Whether you can relate to it or not. Personally, I can relate to it. But whether you relate to it or not, it touches you. It touches you here.
All right.
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Lou Smith.
Hey, yo.
If we want to talk the epitome of a POS,
man,
Lou Smith.
Yeah, Lou Smith is sinister.
Diabolical villain. Can't go super.
Yeah.
You took this young man out and you showed him a grand old time as a 7-year-old.
Yeah. Yeah.
So wake up the next morning and be like, fuck that little nigga.
No, hey, Sam. Only to show up again.
Hey, he basically did what Shawn Wayans did in that movie. Hey, little man, I'll be back next week to pick him up again.
Like that's all you get.
That's all you. But the difference is, Will was grown though. Will was like 20 something. He out of high school and college or some shit.
Yeah.
This nigga pop up and takes you to the carnival, the circus, buy some cotton candy, ice cream cone. Then different that nigga.
Hey, but this time, not only do he dip on them, he tried not to tell anybody when he skated out. He gave us one of the famous lines in TV history, which was, "You think I want this? It just happened. It just happened." I was like, bro.
Shut up,
I was like, yo, Uncle Phil gonna knock him out. Uncle Phil's gonna knock Lou out.
Shout out Ben Fareed.
Oh, man.
It just happened.
Oh, shit. Yo, fucking Lou Smith. You're right, though.
Lou Smith was a diabolical villain, man.
Yes, man. Yeah, man.
There was no reason to pop up in that young man's life, goddamn, just to fuck him up like that again.
Yeah, absolutely. No reason. He was obviously out in Bel Air. He got out the hood. He got to a private school, in college, working. Now here come your black ass.
Bruh, he literally woke up and was just like, "Oh shit, my son close. Let me see how I can fuck his life up some more."
Facts. Super facts. Oh man.
I know this
Oh
nigga ain't
man.
called me in 15 years, but let me pop up, put a smile on his face, and dip again.
You know what I'm saying? Just to let you know.
Just,
Like,
just to
man,
let you know.
hey,
Your dad's still a piece of shit. But yes, Lou Smith is most definitely on my top for like most diabolical, man. Like he's different.
All right. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. So next one I'm going to, and this is probably on your list too, but I think it is this why this villain character is so important is because I think it blurred the lines of this young man's career forever. Even though he would go on to just do stellar things, I think everybody kind of believed, oh, this is who dude really is. And that's Bishop and Juice, played by the late, great Tupac Shakur. I remember when Juice came out, and you know, I knew who Tupac was from like Tupacalypse Now and Strictly for My Niggas, the album, but he really wasn't a superstar. And you know, like he wasn't who he became. Like, you know, when Juice comes out, he still has hair, but he don't pop until I Get Around, when he barely got any hair. And a lot of people don't know Pac from being in the same
Digital
song with
Underground.
Digital Underground and being in that the Nothing But Trouble movie, because we're just not paying attention. He's not a focal point. But man, the character Bishop for me, Wang, is why I don't call everybody my friend. And I think that's the most valuable lesson to learn from this movie. You know, because you can grow up with some people, and when the tide is starting to turn, it is in your best bet to stray away from them. Because we all grew up with that one friend in our crew that just most likely will get us into a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
And Q saw
Sometimes I
it
was
from
that
the
kid.
door. What?
Sometimes I was that kid, but that's for another conversation.
I'm going to leave the people who were definitely that kid out of my conversation because they've gone on to live good and positive lives for the most part. But Q saw this from the door. Q was the only one that had a real future out of their crew. This story is also about what happens if you hang with too many losers. Because the wildest, nastiest work that happens in this movie is when Q is excited about being in the DJ battle, and his friends is like, fuck all that bullshit you talking about.
You're
Let's
just
go get some
local.
pussy. Like, let's go rob somebody. Like, oh yo, hey, oh, is this like national or just local? It's like, yo, why are you hating? Like, so I like, yo, well, kiss my local ass. I love that line in the movie because Q got it made. He DJing. He's starting to gain a little name. Queen Latifah know who he is. He banging out the older chick across the way. You know what I'm saying? While her lame ass dude, she putting him out. He knocking her down to Aaron Hall. You know what I'm saying? And her crib. Meanwhile, his friends look. Raheem is getting a pistol pulled on him by Special Ed, and he took his girl. Still don't get no bitches. He lying out there talking about he doing the oochie coochie. No, you're not. And Bishop obviously wants to be a criminal. He's tired of running from fights. He's tired from not having no money. And there's obviously something wrong with his parents or grandparents that are in the house. And he's looking to come up by any means. And boy, does that gun change everything.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Now I have I won't call it a rebuttal question. Okay. Now, yes, at first I said the same thing. When they put that gun in his hand, they even show a scene where he actually touches the gun and he just gets this look on his face of power.
Yeah.
To where like, no, ain't nobody touching the gun but me now.
Yeah. Why you got that with a gun? Because I already got it, motherfucker.
So we go back to whoever that was sitting in the chair at Bishop's crib. Was that his grandfather? Was it his father?
Yeah.
Unclear.
Still don't know to this day, don't know.
Unclear. Also unclear. Was there some type of mental instability in whoever that gentleman was that was passed down to Bishop?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
So it's like, so with that being said, if that's the case, because it's unsaid, mm-hmm. Was Bishop on a power trip, or did the power trip send him mentally over the edge? Because if that's the case, did he have control over that? Did he not have control over that? Could he, you know what I'm saying? Like if for lack of better words, but I'm just going to use just to keep the conversation going. If that was his father and his father mentally was crazy, those type of mental instabilities are genetic sometimes.
For sure.
So it's like, yes, villain, nonetheless, not questioning that at all. Mm-hmm. But was it his fault? If that's the case.
Yes. I'll say it's his fault for this reason, because I love this for one. One, because he's obviously a BD kid. He's a behavior disorder kid. That's what he is, right? And I mean, hey, unfortunately, look, man, once you graduate high school, we out here with all the BD kids. It ain't no we learning over here, they learning over there. No, we all together now. So if you at work, you at Walmart, you in the mall, you in there with people with behavior disorders. And they can't be contained now. You can't just put 11 of them together and let them out an hour early, and now it's all good. We all got to coexist together, right? That's the thing. So I look at what you say, and I had a conversation one time at the radio station I was working for about being a leader, and somebody had asked me, would you want your child to be a leader, or would you if you could determine what your child could be growing up, what would you have them be? Or and we got on the topic of leadership, and I was like, well, I would definitely rather a child lead versus following. I was like, because even with leadership, there's a moral difference. I was like, really, what's different between Adolf Hitler and Barack Obama? It's like both of them had the ability to speak and to draw people in to their message, their doctrine, and hopes of changing things for, quote, the better, right? One guy was intent on killing people that looked like him in support of the Aryan nation, which is blonde hair, blue eyes. The other guy just wanted you to have hope so he could vote and be president. And nobody died. So I was like, yeah, even when we say, oh, I want my child to be a leader, what do we mean? Joseph Stalin's a leader.
Jim Jones was a leader. Mussolini's a leader. Yeah. Jim Jones was a leader.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Jim Jones, I was like, yo, man, Like we just can't be like, Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. No, you could also be Charles Manson. Like, hey, people get led every day. Where are you leading people to? So that's how I look at that.
That's bar of the year.
That's
That's bar of the year.
Hey, listen, man. The curse of thinking too much a lot of times.
Yes, just because you're leading. Where are you leading us? You're leading, but where are you leading us?
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, kids, this is the power of reading. All right. Because don't let people convince you that there's only positive leaders in the world. No. No. Like you could be led on a dummy mission that could cost you your life. So yeah, man. So yeah, Bishop was a BD kid, and I respect that. And I won't say that he had much to do with it, because obviously, dude in that chair was gone.
He was out of it.
Yeah, he was gone. So, he's probably the only one that has a caveat. He's probably the only villain with a caveat. With a villain.
I respect that.
For sure.
Okay, so we coming up on an hour and 20.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to personally jump, if you don't mind.
Oh yeah, for sure. We can just run the list if you want. Let's do it.
I'm going to give you my final 3, and then I'm going to give you my final 2, then my number 1.
Okay.
Without too much context. Julius Winfield, Sam Jackson on Pulp Fiction.
Hey.
So entertaining.
Yeah.
So entertaining. Like, I don't even like the movie Pulp Fiction. I don't like anything about the movie Pulp Fiction. I think it's just a stupid movie.
Okay.
But if you just give me Sam Jackson's dialogue,
yeah,
I will watch the fuck out of it.
Fire, yeah. You're right on that. You're right. He is way better than the actual movie. I'll give you that.
Yes. Give me Sam Jackson's dialogue. I'll even take whoever he's talking to, just so the context is understood.
Yeah.
And that's a better movie than that full movie in context for me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we got Sam Jackson out the way.
Okay.
Now, let's jump to another Black legend.
Mm-hmm.
The Color Purple, Mister.
Hey, yo, Danny Glover was wild.
Danny Glover was on a whole nother level.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I mean, with the role, with how he played the role, it would take his wife to say to me personally, no, my husband has never been emotionally or physically abusive to me to make me believe that he was like, oh, so you just want me to be myself.
Yeah. All right.
You call it a role. I call it life.
Right.
Danny Glover as Mr. in The Color Purple. Nasty work.
Yeah.
Grade A. I loved it.
Yeah.
I didn't like, of course, I didn't like what he was doing in the role, but the villain he played.
Yeah. The way he delivers.
The way he delivered that villain, which is why when they did the new Color Purple music, they had to bring him back.
Oh, yeah. Hey, there is
nobody could have played that role again.
Yeah.
Nobody could have played that role again.
No.
And done it justice. No one.
Yeah, they don't even build people with that mentality no more to do that. They don't even have acting schools for that.
At all. And then, because we've already talked about it, just so happens, I view this character, this is my number 1.
Okay, number 1.
Then I'm going to fall back and let you take off.
Okay.
This is my number 1. Because he's the epitome of what I said in the beginning of the show, what my favorite villain was. I said my all-time favorite villain is
Mhm.
Joker. He doesn't want anything. He just wants to make everybody around him uncomfortable.
Yeah.
How mischievous can I be?
Yeah.
We have a black Joker that people really don't even, I don't even think really people really even compare the two. But today, on Made in the 1980s,
Yeah.
we're going to compare the two.
Yeah.
Demolition Man, Simon Phoenix.
Hey, yo, did not make my list. That is an awesome pick. Yo, yes. I can't believe I forgot about Demolition Man. I forgot. Yo.
Wesley Snipes as Simon Phoenix was literally the epitome of the way I view the Joker.
Yeah, okay.
I don't want all your money. I
Yeah.
don't want to take over the world. I don't, bro. Before the movie even kicked off, this man killed a school bus full of children
Yeah.
just
Just
because.
right. They didn't flash back to some childhood trauma. Like
No,
he didn't have a beef with the bus driver. Like nothing.
I have the opportunity to do the one thing that will turn the world upside down. What's that? Let's hijack a bus and blow a building up with the bus still in it.
Yo, yeah. Yeah, Simon Phoenix.
Simon Phoenix was a menace.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's no way that I can look into this camera and say, Joker is my all-time favorite villain. And this is we're doing black villains of the 80s and 90s. There's no way that you can't say Simon Phoenix is not the black Joker.
Hey, listen, man. You outdid yourself with that one, man. I can't even lie to you. I can't even lie to you. That, yeah, you got me. You got me. Simon Phoenix. You got me on Simon Phoenix, man. I can't lie. I cannot tell a lie. That was you. You got one on that one, man. That is awesome. I almost thought we had the same number one. I'm gonna tell the rest of my list in some order. But I am going to I'm going to end with a certain guy. But man, Simon Phoenix, yes, great villain. Damn, I can't believe I forgot that one. You got me on that one. I love it. I love it. That was cool. That was cool. So let me lightning round the rest of my list. So I left off with Bishop and Juice, right?
Right.
I want to then now go to a movie that hey, maybe the acting ain't the greatest. It may be played on BET 1,000 times. You may not love it, but listen.
I may hate it.
Yeah, you may hate it. You may hate it. But listen here. Rodney and Baby Boy is a top tier villain. The balls you have to pick up the phone to call collect to your girl house and know another nigga over there, and you're in prison, and you like, what? This Jody?
Wait.
Yeah.
Wait. No. Let me stop you there. Let me stop you there. Because Rodney is not the villain. Yvette's the fucking villain.
Hey, high key, Yvette is the villain.
Yvette's the villain.
However,
Rodney's just the violence behind the villain.
Yeah. Now look, they can be a dynamic duo. Because Yvette is definitely a villain.
Okay.
But when you see the type of nigga she dealing with, I kind of don't blame her for turning the tables a couple times on these crazy niggas. Like, I just can't do it. I just can't totally be like, yeah, you wrong, bitch. Because like, yo, what's going on? Hey, the only thing that kept Rodney out of my top 5 of villains of all time, because at least he showed some compassion when her son was in the room when he was trying to get loose.
Okay.
But man, listen, again, the balls you gotta have to call collect, pick up the phone, know the dude there, knowing you in prison talking about this Jody, the nigga that got my boo pregnant, the nigga that can't stand on his responsibilities as a man to take care of his kids. You ain't no man, you was a bitch. It was like, whoa, like you talking like that from prison. Hey, but then got out and stood on business.
Got out and stood on motherfucking business.
I was like, hey, yo, you can come get your son. Like, he said, I don't want to be his daddy. I'm here for the bitch. I was like, oh my God. Yo, hey, that is being the villain himself. Hey, look, he literally just told Jody to his face, hey, yo, she's not a single mom, bro. You don't have to do something with this kid. We don't want this over here. That's diabolical. So, but we'll cut Rodney's shirt right there, right? Now, next on my list is I'm going to call this young lady the sexiest villain of the 90s. The sexiest villain of the 90s. And she's black. Alicia from Moesha. Who ironically Chip Field's youngest daughter, who was the mom that burned Penny with the iron. so
Shit, yeah.
So villainous antics runs in her veins. Like she's literally built for this. Listen, never in my life have I been more conflicted by watching a TV show when Alexis Fields showed up as Alicia on Moesha, and she talking the fuck out of her. She got bad fat jokes for her friends. She called them bum bitches, everything. They not cussing them out, but they cussing them out. I was like, she bad as fuck. I don't really care what they do. I was like, I hope she beat all these girls up. I hope she beat them all up.
Bro, I have recently found Alexis Fields on social media.
Oh, you have?
Oh.
Yeah, buddy.
Now, don't get me wrong. She was so exotic looking.
Mm-hmm.
And every role that she played the pretty mean girl.
Yeah.
And nobody cared because she was fine.
Man, listen.
Her as a grown Alexis with kids?
Fire.
My brother.
Yeah.
But they say you see people do video, they be like, hey, he ready to risk it all.
Man, hey, absolutely. Like roll the dice. But yeah, hey, listen, her work on Moesha was stellar. And I don't
did she have a, not to cut you off, but did she have a small tenure that's the mean girl on the Tia Tamera show?
Yeah.
She had a short role on there too as the mean girl.
Yeah, I think she was on there too. Yeah. Yeah, hey, listen, she has mastered being the mean girl before the movie Mean Girls to me. That was all fire. Yeah, no, Alicia from Moesha. Dope. And she found him to college and terrorized him some more. It was beautiful. It was excellent. Now, I want to go, okay. So now I kind of got to maneuver because now we in my top 3.
Okay.
And now number 3 is probably my favorite TV villain of all time. Probably my favorite TV villain of all time. And I didn't even understand what was happening. We're going to go to Danny Court, a.k.a. Danny Up from New York Undercover. For everybody that may not be clear, that's the character Ice-T played. That was really supposed to be on one episode.
Yeah,
it was so well that they put him on the show long enough to try to kill the entire cast. Like, he shoot homegirl wife. Well, he didn't get a chance to marry her. I think he's the one that blew up the building. that
blew up the
Torres
building.
was in. Like, yo, you want to talk about menace in New York City? Ice-T as Danny Up is one of the most like intriguing villains on TV ever. He used racial slurs that I will not repeat. New York Undercover was super hard body for the dialogue that they had him saying on this show. And I totally get it. Man, the 90s was a great time, but you couldn't do half of that shit that he's doing right now. It's just not going to happen for you. But yes, Danny Up, number 3. But actually, he's my number 2 of all time. And I'll explain why he's at number 3, but it's number 2. I mean, at number 3, but he's actually number 1. Because number two, I got Nino Brown, New Jack City. You know what I'm saying? It's very hard to keep Wesley Snipes out of any villain conversation. Because shoot, even Sidney Dean in White Man Can't Jump is a low-key villain at the same time.
Sidney Dean was a villain.
yeah, he was. I know Wesley Snipes is so great and he's so entertaining. He's the first villain you're actually rooting for. Like, I was like, yo, man, just let him sell crack. Just let him take over Harlem. It's cool. Like, everybody getting money. Like, let's not money this up. My man walked up the court. Don't get mad, Tito. It's just business. Like, yo. This nigga's crazy. Hey, if you just listen to some of the dialogue. I mean, y'all know my favorite lines or favorite scene from New Jack City. So I don't need to repeat it again. I think we did it on the first show. First couple shows, but I mean, but man, it's hard to dismiss the god of villainous. Well, one of them, because there is one guy that belongs at the top of the list, and this is just as actor. But man, Wesley Snipes as Nino Brown in New Jack City, number 2 on my list. First villain, I definitely cheered for, and I had no idea why. He was just that entertaining to me. And plus, he made the villain look really cool with the suits and all of that. It was dope. But number 1.
That's interesting that Snipes made Joe number 2 and my number 1, though. So that says a lot. That says a lot.
Absolutely. Hey, but Simon Phoenix, character-wise, I will give you the edge. I will give you that because obviously they based Nino Brown off of like Nicky Barnes and like other drug dealers in Harlem. He just came up with that. Like Simon Phoenix is like, we've never seen Simon Phoenix ever. So he just had to tap into something else. So I'll give you the edge on that. But there's one man though. There's one man that until he played in the comedy, I thought this man was a villain in real life. Because the first couple times I've seen him in movies, he was definitely the bad guy, the most hated guy in there. Then on TV, he was hated. And it even just like, man, I want to fight jumping through the screen. If I'm scared he's going to kill me. So I'm going to give my number 1 spot to Clifton Powell as Andre Thompson in Rock. There is not a scarier human on television than Andre Thompson in Rock. I just can't. And then he's also Chauncey in Menace to Society. But then he's like he the nigga that tried to kill Lorenz Tate and Dead Presidents. And he telling dude, like, you know, do she suck you and fuck you? Like who you think she learned it from? He threatened to blow his brains out on the steps. He just came home from Vietnam. Clifton Powell was the evilest man in the world till I seen him play Pinky. He's evil. He was pure evil to me. I was like, he's not acting. He's just showing up and being himself. So by default, as much as I love Danny Up and I love Nino Brown, there is no better black villain ever in life. Not even a more sinister than Mr. himself, than Clifton Powell, because he literally ups the ante every time he has to play a villain for 10 years. He does something every single year that's like, yo, that's fucked up. Every single time.
Bro, that never. Clifton Powell never once crossed my mind as I was creating my list.
Yeah.
I'm going down my list and I'm like, okay, TV shows, TV series.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, got me a solid list.
Yeah.
Let's mix it up. I get into movies. Now, you fucked me up with the whole O-Dog thing. We gonna double back. You fucked me up with I will forever look at Menace to Society completely and totally different from here on out. Still a great movie, amazing movie. It doesn't take away from the movie at all.
Yeah.
But I just look at it different now.
Yeah.
Clifton Powell has played some top tier fucking villains.
Yeah.
Even to surpass Simon Phoenix and Nino Brown.
Yeah.
Like, you played the villainous fuck nigga.
Yeah.
You played the villainous villain.
Mm-hmm.
You've played the villainous nigga in a pink suit.
Yeah. Villainous drug dealer.
Villainous drug dealer. Like,
I think he was a villainous preacher at one point. Like, you know what I'm telling you? There's nothing he can't do.
Can you be trusted?
Yo, facts. And that's what I'm saying. It's like, yo, you want to talk about a celebrity I never wanted to meet in real life? The top of my list has Clifton Powell, because I was like, there's no way. They haven't had him do anything positive my entire life. That was it. The most positive you got was Next Friday. And he's supposed to be a villain then.
That nigga threw Craig all across them damn CDs. Fired Day and Roach.
Yeah.
The only time he wasn't a villain is when they invited him to the party.
Yep. That's it. Merry Christmas, Nickel. From Pinkies. Nickel.
But Clifton Powell.
Clifton Powell, man. Number one.
Wow. Hey. Yes. You win that. You win that.
Yeah,
I
appreciate you, man. Yeah, hey, listen. I literally said, I was like, no, I can't not put him number one. I was like, I don't remember a positive role he ever played, and I believed all of them.
Bro, yes, Clifton Powell never crossed my mind, not once. But to think back on his all his movies.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of Pinky, off the top of my head, and I'm talking Friday after next Pinky.
Mm-hmm.
He's been a villain.
Mm-hmm. Every single one.
Off the top, I'm gonna find one. I'm gonna find one where he doesn't play the villain.
Hey, I'm looking forward to hearing it.
But off the top of my head, I cannot think of a movie where Clifton Powell doesn't play a villain.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to find like an old 80s, early 90s music video where he was just like the love interest or some
Hey, and it's probably gonna be him walking out the door as the song starts. Oh god. Oh man.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to find like an old 80s and 90s goddamn music video where he was the love interest or some shit, goddamn.
Yeah, man.
Cause I swear I used to run across those all the time, goddamn, like Blair Underwood, goddamn it, and the Tony Terry video and some shit like that.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh shit, nigga, that's where you got your start, nigga.
Right.
But again, another topic for another show. But
oh, hey. Yeah, that's actually a fire topic too, because I instantly thought of Dwayne Martin in the Boyz II Men video when you did that. So yeah.
Yeah, Dwayne Martin, Ghost, goddamn it, shit in the Floetry, goddamn it, song, goddamn it. Yeah, we can go on and on with this one.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
Again, time for another show.
Absolutely, man.
But yes, I will openly say you win, even though it's not a competition. Clifton Powell, #1 black villain.
Yeah.
Close second, Simon Phoenix.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, and if we could, man, just everybody, just give a round of applause for both Wesley Snipes and Clifton Powell for just being two of the greatest villains of all time for 2 or 3 decades. You know what I'm saying? like both of those brothers are amazing at what they do. We believed and we felt like every word and every scene that you were a part of, man. And listen, we literally can't do a list like this if y'all don't set the bar for what y'all do in movies. Like, we just don't. So, man.
Hey, but if we missed anything,
oh yeah,
leave it in the comments. Let's talk about it. We're happy to engage.
Yeah, absolutely. Because and if y'all think we left off show enough on purpose, please dig into the early archives. We don't look at him as a villain
at all.
Like, hey, look, he was just a dude trying to shoot the fade. all Show Enough wanted was the fair one to prove that he was the real Shogun of Harlem. That's all he wanted. That was it. Now he ran. Now Bruce Leroy ran from him and tried to make something it wouldn't. So he had to use some extreme measures. But it ain't really a villain. Like, I want to be Shown Up. Oh man. But yes, hey, any black villains that we might have missed, 80s and 90s though. And I think Baby Boy might be toting the line, but man, I feel like I've been watching that since like 98 or 99. I think it just made it. I don't know. So, but
if it did, 80s, 90s, if it didn't, we talked about it already. So
yeah, absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, it feel like a late 90s movie. And I think, but now I think about, I think Baby Boy was 2001. But hey, oh well. Like, list is over, and he wouldn't, and Rodney went at the top. But man, thank y'all for tuning in to this week's episode of Made in the 1980s, our favorite black villains. Keep tuning in until next time. Just know it's always love.